Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. But it seems that we all know that we are in a high amount of inflation. I mean, you just go look at the prices, go to the store, and just see on how much money you're spending for like a carton of eggs, or just buying milk. It's pretty bad on how expensive things have been getting lately. And but of course, Joe Biden has gone out and pretty much said, no, inflation is not a problem. It's the best economy since forever, and it's all great and good. Well, if that is the case, Joe Biden, if that is the case to where it's all great and dandy, then why is this happening? Why is it that, from the New York Post, saying more companies announce bankruptcies and closures, citing inflation as almost 3,200 stores face shuttering in 2024 poll? More companies are declaring bankruptcy and shutting down operations, citing inflation and high costs. Inflation in the economy remains a top issue among all voters, according to a recent Percentage Square Voters Voice poll. Retailers are closing nearly 3,200 stores this year, according to a recent analysis from CoreSite Research. The closures are a 24% increase from 2023. Oh, man. But there's not supposed to be inflation, guys. There's no inflation. We're doing really great in today's economy, right? And we have U.S. drugstores and pharmacy closures led to 8 million square feet of shuttered retail space this year, the research company said. It also notes that retailers are losing inventory and customers due to retail theft. Retail shrink is closely connected to organized retail crime, it notes. Out of the 3,200 being closed, the majority are being closed by roughly 30 retailers, with Family Dollar closing the most of over 600, according to the data CBS News reported. Tupperware is the latest to announce it's permanently closing its last operating production plant in the U.S. in Hemingway, South Carolina. All of its 148 workers will be laid off, the first in September, followed by others in waves through next January. Tupperware announced its plans last week, stating it would continue to produce its products in a plant in Lerma, Mexico, which means that all the Mexicans are going to be able to have work or jobs, but there won't be any jobs here in the U.S. So that means all these workers, all these people that had work are now laid off, and they have to go find other jobs to try to go and meet ends meet. So we're getting another country's product to the U.S. So nothing's getting even produced here, which means those prices are most likely going to be more expensive. So I don't know what's going on here exactly, but it's not great, right? That can't possibly be good. Going on more, the iconic plastic container company has also been shedding real estate and dealing with a non-compliance notification from the New York Stock Exchange, Plastics Today reported. The teen apparel retail chain, Rue 21, also filed for bankruptcy last month, announcing it was closing all 540 of its stores. The Pittsburgh-based retailer was in $200 million worth of debt and is laying off of all of its 4,900 employees because of underperforming retail locations, inflation, and macroeconomic headwinds, CNN reported. The California-based discount retail chain 99 Cents only filed for bankruptcy in April because the last several years have presented significant and lasting challenges in the retail environment, the Los Angeles Times reported. It is closing all 371 of its stores. Others closing stores this year include CVS Health, 7-Eleven, Rite Aid, Express, Walgreens Boots, Alliance, Macy's, The Body Shop, Soft Surroundings, Burlington Stores, Foot Locker, Cartel's Big Lots, Dollar General, Abercrombie and Fitch Co. Big Lots, Best Buy, and others according to the CoreSite analysis. The trend of stores closing up is up from the amount that closed in 2023, the Center Square reported. Last year, retail stores, pharmaceutical, and fast food chains continue a trend of previous years, declaring bankruptcy and closing their doors or shutting down some locations to cut costs, citing inflation, higher profit costs, and profit losses. Let's also sprinkle in some crime there as well. In January of this year, the trend continued, led by the iconic department store Macy's. Inflation has also hit the car insurance market, causing rates to surge 26% nationwide in 1 year and remain elevated until 2025. Potential home buyers are also not immune from inflationary woes. In 2024, home buyers needed 80% more income to purchase a home than they did in 2020, the Center Square reported. Americans are also feeling the pinch at the grocery store. It's been 30 years since food ate up this much of your income, the Wall Street Journal reported, citing high transportation, fuel, ingredients, services, and labor costs, all contributing to food manufacturers, grocery stores, and restaurants keeping prices up. Food inflation has been evidenced the most by higher prices in smaller portions, otherwise known as shrinkflation, the Center Square first reported on in 2022. Earlier this year, former CEO Home Depot and Chrysler Bob Nardell warned more layoffs were coming because high interest rates are killing middle and lower market companies, the Center Square reported. One key indicator of economic health is consumer spending. And while it hasn't yet slowed, warning signs are there because it's largely being financed by debt, economists have explained. And consumers are also struggling to pay it off, they add. Earlier this year, economist David Rosenberg of Rosenberg Research warned that a total credit card debt reached a new all-time high of 1.3 trillion, technically 1.13 trillion credit card, and also loan delinquencies were also up. As far as consumer credit is concerned, the default cycle isn't merely looming, it's arrived, he wrote in an economic report. According to a recent The Center Square Voters' Voice poll conducted in conjunction with Noble Predictive Insights, inflation price increases 45% and the economy jobs 24% are top concerns among voters. Inflation is a high-ranking issue among Democrats and Republicans and true independents, David Byler of Noble Predictive Insights told the Center Square. Every political group thinks this matters. So again, as you've seen before, I'll put this up right here. See how Biden says that inflation is not a problem, we're in the greatest straits yet we have 3,200 stores that are closing or are ending up to bankruptcies. This isn't like some type of like small thing here. That just means what you have to realize is you have 3,200 stores that are closing or they're facing bankruptcies. How many employees is that exactly? Because we already got insight on some of the stores losing, dropping 600 people, 448 people, 4,900 employees. That's insane, right? That's absolutely insane. And that's not even counting like the 10 other stores that are closing or for bankruptcy. So again, when we talk about like the inflation or things like that, it's it's horrible because that means those stores that are also closing outside the ones that I mentioned are also losing workers. They're also losing all these people that have jobs, and it's going to create a cataclysmic effect on the country and buying power. Again, Biden is lying here, as they always do. They always lie. And I can't wait for the actual debate to start because Biden is not only going to be made a fool, he's also going to be shown that he's not the greatest person for the job. Either that or the Democrats are going to replace him. But either way, the reality is that the inflation is really, really bad. Stores are closing, things are going for bankruptcy, and on top of that, the crime is bad enough to where their stores are also closing, either not due to, actual financial problems, but due to bankruptcy or inflation. And with all these things combining here, it's not looking good for America, right? Like, America will cease to exist after 2024, assuming Biden still stays in office. Because we can't keep surviving under this. It's not feasibly possible. Along with the petrodollar being kind of dropped here, we're in a desperate strait here. And, of course, Biden has to go and lie. So that's where we are here. This is not looking good for any of us at all. And we have to really start picking up our bootstraps and start changing things. Otherwise, we're going to be in a very, very, very huge world of hurt than we have been in previous years. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. Cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media. I'm disgusted what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. Cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.